Welcome back. You know, the teenage years, they're rough for both the parent and the teen. Teens often build a wall of silence with their parents, and the line, "I'm just here if you need to talk," doesn't always work. Teen Wise coach Sheri Gazitt joins me now to talk about the concept of trust. And Sheri, we are so glad to have you with us this morning.
I'm glad to be here and help parents and teens as much as I can.
All right, well, let's get into it. You've seen it happen with teens in your program. They often stop talking to their parents because there's a lack of trust.
Right. And it's not trust like I'm just telling you the truth. It's trust about being able to trust what the conversation is going to be like when they do come and talk to their parents. Parents often say, "You can talk to me about anything, honey," but the real magic happens when the teen comes and talks to you. Are you going to create more trust, or are you going to kind of erode that trust?
It's a really interesting concept. It's one that's, I think, hard for parents to grasp in a practical sense, too, because it's hard to not react, too, when we hear things. We want to protect our kids. We want to be a part of it. Well, let's talk about the concept of building trust. Using the word trust, each letter is an important concept, right? All right, so look at this. So trust, transparency, relationship, understanding, shared success, and testing assumptions and expectations. All right, let's talk about a few of them today with you, Sheri. First, transparency. You can't be a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde parent, right?
Right. One thing that I hear from teens is they say one day they'll come and talk to their parents and they're compassionate and loving and calm, but then the next day they're stressed out and they're angry and they're judgmental. So they don't know who they're getting. They need to have a consistency in parenting so that the teen can trust what the conversation is going to be like.
That's a really good point. I think we've all been guilty of the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde
Yes.
parenting. R of the TRUST acronym, relationship. Your relationship with your teen must come before your to-do list.
Oh, yes. This is a big one for almost every parent, no matter how old your kid is. You're on the go. You're trying to get them out the door to school, get their homework done, eat dinner, pack lunches. And so sometimes we forget to foster the relationship. We're so busy trying to get our to-do list done. And for the older kids, it comes down to homework a lot of the times. The parents are very focused on, is your homework done? What can we do to get that done? Instead of, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, that's a good point. You, understanding, you have to see life from their perspective.
Yes, and this one, we think that we do that well. A lot of parents, if I talk to them, they're like, "Oh yeah, I totally get it. I was a teenager at some point." But we have to step back. It's a different age, it's a different world, and it's not our life. So we have to see life from their perspective. And a lot of times that means asking questions and really listening and not making a lot of assumptions.
What about shared success?
Shared success. We parent a lot from the I perspective. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. I want you to succeed. And we need to think about parenting as a we. We're a team. And so even thinking about chores, you can say, we need to get this kitchen cleaned. You know, I'm going to do this part. I'm going to unload. You can do that. And so doing things together and just thinking of it as teamwork instead of I, the parent, am controlling everything and need to get everyone to do everything.
All right, now the last letter in our acronym, TRUST, testing assumptions / expectations. What does that mean?
Yes, let's focus on expectations. Parents, the expectations we have for our kids sometimes are really astronomical. We look around and we have this parent peer pressure. Our kids need to do everything and do it well. What are the expectations we have for our kids? Are they realistic? And are they even necessary?
Such a good advice. We have about a minute left, and I want to ask you before I let you go. I have a 9-year-old right now. What can I do now to start building that trust?
Right. When your 9-year-old comes to you, or whatever age your kids are, right? When they come to you to have a conversation, listen, understand, be compassionate, and be consistent. You really just want them to know that you're there for them, you love them no matter what, and keep your calm. That reaction you talked about at the very beginning, we need to respond, not react. So sometimes that means biting your tongue.
Biting your tongue. Well, a lot of us parents have sore tongues. Thank you so much, Sheri. I can't tell you how helpful this was. We're going to have more information on our website as well. Thank you again.
Right. Thanks for having me.